Good evening. I want to start tonight with an image that I can't get out of my head. It's this pair of green Converse sneakers, a hand-drawn heart on the right toe. They belonged to Maite Rodriguez, a 9-year-old girl who was gunned down in the Uvalde school massacre. 18 other children and 2 teachers were killed alongside her. Well, last night, the actor Matthew McConaughey, who was born in Uvalde, spoke at the White House and gave a speech that I believe will be a seminal moment in America's gun violence debate. He asked his wife, Camilla, to bring those shoes to the briefing room.
Camilla's got these shoes. Can you show these shoes, please? Wore these every day. Green Converse with a heart on the right toe. These are the same green Converse on her feet that turned out to be the only clear evidence that could identify her after the shooting. How about that?
I have a 10-year-old daughter. She wears sneakers. She loves to draw. I can't even begin to comprehend the scale of a horror like this. Nobody should. It's not normal. It's not okay. I don't think there's been a more powerful or harrowing speech at the White House briefing room, maybe ever. And it was about so much more than just raw emotion. McConaughey wasn't there to take sides or to lecture responsible gun owners to disarm or to preach from a lofty Hollywood platform about the ignorance of one side or the other. He didn't take sides. He even spoke about Uvalde being the place where he'd learned to be a responsible gun owner himself. Now, this was an appeal to all Americans, whatever their views about guns.
Look, we heard from so many people, right? Families of the deceased, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, Texas Rangers, hunters, Border Patrol, and responsible gun owners who won't give up their Second Amendment right to bear arms. And you know what they all said? We want secure and safe schools, and we want gun laws that won't make it so easy for the bad guys to get these damn guns.
Well, Pierce, let me just say something to you because I've always wanted to say it to you. Let me just say it. I really appreciate the stance you took on gun control when you were in America and had your show. I thought it was incredibly brave. You were on late night television, and you just said what you had to say. So I've always wanted to say this to you. There's other things I want to say to you, but that's what I definitely wanted to say.
Well, thank you. I mean, here's what I would say back to that. Thank you for saying that. But when I watched McConaughey yesterday, I wished actually I'd borrowed more of his approach to the debate.
No. You did the right thing because you were in a country where you were a foreigner. Okay,
yeah.
And you never hid that. You never hid who you were when you had your show.
No, but it's not down to a Brit to tell Americans how to live their lives.
So you were close to the wind anyway in saying it. So you did it perfectly.
But didn't you feel with McConaughey, the way he didn't set out to demonize gun owners or even call for gun bans? What he said was, these are the things we can do, which surely we can all agree on.
Well, let's take on board the fact that he's an incredibly good actor.
Yeah.
So he knows how to control a room. He knows how to work a room. He's a gun owner. So he's not going to sit there and say, don't have any guns like me.
But that made it more powerful to me that he was saying it.
Exactly. So he paced himself. He gave the killer blow, but it's not going to make any difference.
Right.
And that's my point.
Well, that's what Geraldo said. It's incredibly...
It's no different.
I don't know. I hope it does something. I just wanted to play you a message, actually, because you've become extra famous in the UK because our champion world heavyweight boxing hero, Tyson Fury, loves to sing American Pie when he wins. And we have a message for you from the great man.
Hey, Tyson Fury here. This is a special message to Don McLean. I hear you on the Piers Morgan show tonight, Don. Absolutely smash it, brother. I loved our rendition of American Pie. It was absolutely fantastic. Hi, Piers. Hope you're having a good time, guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't. And smash it. Good luck, guys. All the best. God bless you.
How cool is that?
Well, you know, I was going to tell Tyson I'd love to meet him someday. I love him. He is what boxing has needed. He is a lovable champion, and he's a great champion. And I wanted to tell him that whenever I get in trouble now, I'm going to say that I have him as my best friend, and I'm going to warn anybody who's trying to mess with me that I have him on speed dial. You know what I mean? And I wanted to say back to him that if he has any trouble from like Paul Simon or someone like that, that I'll handle that. I can take Paul Simon.
I want to play you a clip and then come for your reaction.
I'm about to go look the president in the eye. And what I'd like to know, it's where everyone stands on this thing. Now, very simply, Is he there or is he not there?
I got to say, I thought you came out of that brilliantly, and I don't know you, but if I was you, I would have loved all that.
Well, I remember when Gandolfini wrote me a note and said, you know, you probably don't like the way I played this role, but I really admire you. So I called him up. I met him at some events, and he said, you know, he said, I hope you like the way I played it. I said, look, I said, it's a movie. I'm glad they picked an Italian to play an Italian. That made me feel good. And he came back and he said, you know, he said, they made me use a lot of four-letter words. And I said, well, you know, that's the one thing you got right.
It's actually a great film. I think that the best thing imaginable is when someone makes a big movie like that is that it's good. And I think not only was it good, but you had this amazing actor playing you. And as I say, I thought you came out as badass.